Hi, it's Rich at Marvelous Ministries. Well, think about the most important relationship you have on earth. Well, you personally, between you and God, is the most important. But after that is you and your spouse. And then next would come you and your children. If there's fear in the hearts of any of you, or your minds, if you're afraid to speak up, if you're afraid to say how you feel, what you think, then you're not in a healthy, loving relationship. See, love doesn't control people. Love shares with people, encourages people to make wise choices. I just spoke to some friends from our old church tonight, helping them with their car. And they were scheduled for, a month out almost with a repair shop. So I stopped by and was pointing some things out. And she's, pretty mechanical is what she was saying. And so she was asking me some information, and I was showing her things. I showed her actually the front brake pads, the rear brake pads, how to change the cabin air filter herself and things like that. And I said, well, this is my philosophy when it comes to car repairs. I said, you're hiring me as the expert to do what's in your best interest because you're spending your hard-earned money on your hard-earned investment to keep it safe and to maintain it the way that you want. So I said, I inspect, I inform, I educate. If somebody doesn't understand what's going on, why it's going on, how to fix it, and what are the options for fixing it, then they don't know how best to use their money. So I want to educate somebody so they understand. Once they understand, then I can sit back and say, okay, what would you like me to do? You need to have your rear brakes done. Okay, how would you like to do it? There's the basic brakes where you could just put brake pads on. And as long as you gave them the information, they can make that choice. Or if they want to do a better repair job, you could do pads and rotors. Okay, and then you can talk about different quality of components. Well, it's the same thing in life. God gives us instructions in the Bible of how to live. Hey, if you're a first-time husband or wife, read Ephesians. Hey, if you're not sure how life should be in marriage, look in Genesis. The information's there. God won't force us. But then why do we force people? Because we don't know how to do it. We don't have a good example. We think that the way to protect children is to shield them from making the same mistakes we made because maybe we didn't have a good, loving family we were raised in. That was my situation. And I thought being a Christian and being a loving parent, even a step-parent, is you don't want your children to go through the same things that you went through in the teenage years. Why? Because of love. But how do you love your children and keep them from making those mistakes? Well, you can't force them. You have to protect their free will. If you don't understand about free will, you're going to step all over people. I mean well, but I don't know what I'm doing. So many of the problems in my household with my children, when they became teenagers, working towards understanding who they are and why they think the way they think and what they want in life, has come from me not understanding about God protects our free will. He doesn't violate it. He lovingly teaches us and shares with us what's in our best interest. But then he lets us decide. We get to choose how we want to live our life. I'm sorry that I didn't do it right for my children and the damage it's done to my marriage and my children. So if you happen to see this video, which I doubt you will, but if you happen to, I'm sorry, and I pray one day you can forgive me. It was in love, but filled with ignorance and a lack of understanding. And I'm sorry.